Some of you might be asking by now, what is this pranic healing thing? So I thought I'd take a minute to just explain what is pranic healing. All of the information, all of the knowledge that I'm going to share with you comes from my teacher, Master Choa Kok Sui, and a few of his books, Miracles Through Pranic Healing, and you can learn more about him and pranic healing in general with the origin of modern pranic healing. So I'm just doing my best to share what little I do know. Well, not what little, but the knowledge that I do know that I have gotten from my teacher, for which I'm very grateful. So any mistakes that I may make in speaking here are my mistakes, not his. And I hope to just do him service, do him justice. So pranic healing is really based off of two principles. And the first principle is that our bodies heal themselves. And the second principle is that energy can be used to accelerate or improve this healing. So there's a couple of things packed into that. Our bodies can heal themselves. When I say our bodies, there's a specific thing there, right? We are a spiritual being. We are the soul. If you go back to kind of our elementary days of, thinking about, oh, what's the soul? It's like, oh, I've got this body, and then inside I've got a soul, right? And deep down in my soul, I like chicken nuggets, right? Whatever that might be, right? But that's actually wrong. It's reverse in that we are spiritual beings put on this earth, and we are these energetic beings that have been given a body to live in. So our bodies is an intentional phrase to say that the soul has a body. Now, the body can heal itself. Now, if you have ever cut your finger or had any kind of even just a pimple on your face, right? It might take a little bit of time, but eventually the body has the capabilities to heal itself. You don't have to, tape up a cut and, go and surgically stitch everything together and, forever have to have stitches to make your body complete again. The body, the biology of the body is such that it has the ability to repair itself. The body is an incredible machine, quite frankly, right? That's always keeping us healthy and trying to optimize our health. However, sometimes that ability of our body to heal itself can be impaired by certain external factors. And that leads us to kind of another quick topic I won't go too much into depth about, but we are more than just this physical body. We actually have an emotional body and a mental body. So these are things that are not seen with the human eye. Spiritual clairvoyance can see them, meaning that you can see things with your eyes. You can see spiritual things. Not with your eyes, but you can see spiritual things. And these bodies all represent different aspects of us. So when you're feeling very emotional, there's something happening with your emotional body. When you're so much in your head or feeling anxious or doing a lot of thinking, you're in your physical body. You're in your mental body. And of course, the physical body is what you see and what you feel all the time. So the concept is that things that happen to us in our life could be traumas as small as stubbing your toe to physical sexual abuse. These things can impact us emotionally and mentally and physically, right? But from an emotional level, when we go through really difficult times, death of loved ones, these pains and these emotional traumas, they attach to us. And the concept of pranic healing is that these energies that are somewhat detrimental to us can inhibit the body's ability to heal itself. And this is what we call energy blockages. So if something happens to you in your life, and it happens to all of us on different levels, we have different things that happen to us in our life. That emotional trauma, think of it as it can be embedded into your emotional body. And that can directly impact your physical body as well. And if you don't address these traumas that we've accumulated throughout our life, and sometimes we even make them our own, right? They become our identity of, this is my story, these are the things that I've been through, and this is the pain, this is my pain, and this is my story, right? We make them ours, and we hold on to them, and we want to keep them close to us because it makes us feel like we are somebody. It is part of our identity. But when we're able to remove those with systems like pranic healing, it restores our body's natural ability for healthy, clean energy to flow. And with that flowing, clean energy, our bodies are now, once again, able to heal themselves. So this is why I believe, and I've learned this from my teachers, that almost all disease, all sickness stems from some type of emotional energy. And there's lots of ways that Master Choa provides to help you understand how and when to remove certain energies. So backing up a little bit, though, I do want to talk a little bit. When I talk about energy, what am I talking about? And this directly correlates to pranic healing. Pranic is derived from the word prana. You may have heard that. It's a popular clothing brand, right? But prana. But prana means energy. And it has many different words depending on what culture you're from. It can be called chi. It can be called ki in Chinese. In Polynesian cultures, or if you've been to Hawaii, you've probably heard people refer to mana, right? These are all the same. They're different words, but they all point to the same thing, which is this energy, or it is our life force. And one way to think about that is, if you've ever seen a dead body, if you can picture a dead body, even if it's on TV, there is no life force, right? It is just a shell. It is just, it's just a vehicle. It's just a shell. The life energy, the life force that is within all of us, that is the energy. That's what allows us to speak. That's what allows us to move our hands and move our bodies, and to love emotionally, and to think with our brains and our mental body. So that is the energy that we're talking about. And that energy, again, I've said this a little bit, but that energy flows throughout our body. It's constantly flowing until we get blockages, right? And all of us, again, have blockages from a very young age. And over time, we get so many blockages that it just almost brings us to a heavy standstill. Right? And you can see this in people. You can see when people just seem to be so held down, or almost appear like they're walking around in a fog, right? And this is a lifetime of these energies that are just compounded into our auras and inhibit or affect in one way or another, positive or negative, everything that we do and everything that we're capable of, and our body's ability to heal. So if you've ever been in a place where you are just fighting the same sickness, fighting this disease, fighting the same mental struggles, the same emotional struggles, it could be related to your energy. It could have an energetic origin. And in just the same way that we wake up in the morning, most of us, and take a physical shower to wash off the day, Pranic healing is the same thing, but on an energetic level, and that it helps us to wash away some of these less desirable energies that will clear, if you will, it almost open the door for us to heal and to be the best version of ourselves. What else? Pranic healing is a no-touch energy healing system. You may have heard of other similar systems that are also energy healing systems. Reiki is probably the closest form of energy healing to pranic healing, except for Reiki is hands-on versus pranic healing is hands-off, and they both come from the same lineage. Acupuncture is another form of energy healing. We'll stop there. I mean, those are the most common forms of energy healing, and all of them are addressing the concept of chakras, right? And chakras, you probably have heard of lots of you have probably heard of chakras. Chakras essentially are, if you think about the physical body. Our physical body, and I'm not a doctor, so forgive me if I speak, maybe a little ignorantly about this, but our glands, we have glands throughout our body. Our thyroid gland is responsible for certain physical functions in our body. We have adrenal glands that are responsible for certain physical functions. We have lymph nodes that are responsible for certain physical functions, right? This body is an incredible machine that works together, and these glands have really important jobs to make sure that everything's operating the way that it should. Chakras are the same, but on an energetic level. So we all have chakras. Again, these are not visible with the physical eye, but we have chakras throughout our body, and these chakras are responsible for bringing in this life energy and keeping our life energy flowing healthfully throughout our body. And similarly to the energetic blockages that we were talking about before, these chakras can somewhat become inhibited. Chakra in Sanskrit means wheel, and you essentially want this chakra to be spinning at a high rate of speed, and when it's not, then that's when sickness, disease, and other difficulties can enter into our life. So all of these energy healing modalities are addressing our chakras on the surface level, and they're healing our chakras, all again to enable the natural healing mechanisms of the body. Again, our bodies can heal themselves if we allow it to. Medication is useful, right? Pranic healing is not replacing Western medicine. It is considered supplementary, right? So if you break your arm, don't go to a pranic healer first. Go to a doctor and have your arm casted, right? There's things that are important about going to a doctor. But then go see an energy healer, because if you remove blockages in that broken arm or in this area of your body, then your arm can actually heal faster. So there is use for Western medicine, but there's a lot of Western medicine that is really just built off of prescribing medications to address the symptoms, versus pranic healing really gets to the root of the issue, and again helps the body to be able to heal itself. I hope this was helpful. If you have any questions, please do reach out. If you are curious and want to try pranic healing, please do reach out. Pranic healing can be done from a distance and can be done virtually. And I would be happy to talk to you more about any questions that you do have. Thank you. Oh, and thank you to my teacher, Master Choa Kok Sui, for all of this knowledge, for all of this information. I'm very grateful to even be here today, to have been taught all of this information. And again, all gratitude goes to the teacher and his efforts. And I guess one more thing on that is, that I really value about pranic healing is that Master Choa Kok Sui has an engineering background, right, which really spoke to me as I was a data scientist, data analyst for 20 years, a very analytical, linear mind and scientific mind. And Master Choa was also the same way. So he spent years and years and years testing and using the scientific method to create these protocols and to create guidelines for how to use this energy that is present in all of us, that is present in the trees and the water and the ground and the sun, and from the great spiritual teachers to heal us. So it's really a combination of the scientific realm with the spiritual, mystical realm put together in a way that can improve lives. So, that always really spoke to me. The other thing about pranic healing that I always really valued was the concept of discernment. He essentially says, don't believe me. The Buddha said something similar. Don't believe me. Validate. Right? Do your own research. Take my information that I'm giving you, but don't just, ignorantly believe me and say, oh, well, he said so, so this must be true. Right? Validate, test, and see if it works for you. So would love to help facilitate testing for you if this is something of interest, and let you experience this on your own, so that you can just feel it firsthand. And that's really the only way to understand fully, is to experience the impact that cleansing, energetic hygiene, and enabling the natural healing system of your body can have on your entire life, physically, mentally, and emotionally. So thank you, teacher. Thank you, Master Choa. And thank you for listening.